What God cannot do does not exist. What my Elroy cannot do does not exist. My name is Mrs. Esther Ayabusu. I'm testifying all the way from Warri, Nigeria. I am that woman that God has showed mercy. I am that woman that God has really helped. 2022, I was diagnosed of triple negative breast cancer, and when I heard about the news, I was dumbfounded, I was shattered, I was battered, I wailed, I cried, and I begged God for mercy. Before now, I already belong to the altar of fire. After crying, I wiped my tears. I told God, I said, God, if truly you have been healing people on the altar of fire, if truly those testimonies I keep hearing on the altar of fire are true, this is the time for you to prove yourself and give me my own miracle. Lo and behold, Pastor Jerry kept mentioning my case, that God was showing mercy to women with breast cancer and triple negative cancer.
The Lord is even rolling away triple negative cancer. The Lord is rolling it away right now.
And mind you, I had gone for another test. This time around, the doctors required that I come for another surgery to remove the entire spot where they found the lump, to check if there's any spread and to stop the spread of the reoccurrence of cancer cells. And I opted. The surgery process was to take away that part of the tissue and to replace with another tissue and do a skin grafting there. 3 weeks later, the biopsy came and the God of the fire altar saw me. There was no cancer cell found on me. Everything was cleared. Mind you, this time, because I had gone for this particular surgery, the wound refused to heal. The devil stepped in. The devil stood his ground. But my word came again on the altar of fire after I cried to God to show me mercy. Pastor Jerry mentioned my case again. This time he said, there is someone here, you went for skin grafting and the wound has refused to heal.
I don't know who you are. You have had skin grafting failure. If you are the one, put it on the live stream. Record us. What they are looking for skin. What they are looking for skin to fill up. By the power that raised Jesus from the dead, I announce, let us sail up on this order. Let us sail up on this order.
I got my healing. You won't believe it. There's this particular hole beneath my armpit where they place and hose to drag out the bad fluids coming out from there. It was so deep, but God stepped in. New tissue grew. Everything covered. It became normal. I was discharged from the hospital. I was so happy. I went home thinking everything has gone. Little did I know that the devil was cooking something else for me. 2 months later, I was called upon by my doctor. Madam Esther, come. You have to go to see an oncology for further care. I was being transferred to UBTH Benin for further care. And when I got there, after further examination by the doctor, he was so mad, he was so angry because of the kind of surgery I went for. He was scared that this time around, the cancer would have spread through my blood. But I told him, I said, no, sir, God has healed me. God has brought me out of the grave. Cancer cannot survive in my body again. But he insisted and persuaded me for chemotherapy and radiotherapy. I was almost giving in. But at the time I was stubborn. Because of that, he asked that I go out to run some tests, which I did. I brought it back to him. He insisted that I go for this chemotherapy. I was almost giving in, but I heard a lady testified on the altar of fire that the doctor asked her for chemotherapy when she had cancer, but she insisted that her body was not made for such transaction. Immediately I heard that testimony. I told the doctor, I said, no, my body was not made for some transaction. I went back to my knees. I took, oh Lord, show me mercy. I cried and I told God, I said, if truly you have healed me, and Roy, if truly you have cleared my system, I'm going for another MRI. This time, let the consultant see this result to the eyes of a lawyer and prove to me the second time that you have healed me. I went for another MRI. after doing the MRI, I begged God this time. I said, this doctor must see this result with the eyes of a Roy. And the doctor did. After everything, he called me, said, madam, bring your previous file. I want to check something. And I gave him everything. When I got there, after checking, he said, come, I want to scan you again. When he was scanning in his word, he said, I want to check something clearly. After checking clearly, said, wow, there is nothing. Madam, your entire system, the entire place is cleared. I screamed, I shouted, will you shout? Pastor Jerry, I shouted. I took the result to meet the doctor. He still insisted and gave me extra 6 months. He said, madam, go and return back. Let your God prove me wrong. And I told him, what do you imagine of the Lord? That God has made an utter end. Affliction will not arise. The second time, lo and behold, after several months he gave to me, I went back with my cancer marker test. Nothing was found. Chemotherapy cancelled, radiotherapy cancelled, the plans of the enemy cancelled. This is me testifying. I have come to say thank you. Eroi saw me. Eroi saw me. I am healthy. I am fine. I am better than the way I used to be. I do not look like what I've been through. Pastor Jerry, please don't stop. Pastor Jerry, please don't stop. Keep doing what you are doing. Keep doing. Most times we are awake in the morning to pray, but as soon as we hear your voice, you stir up something in us to pray. Pastor